Right now, this is how I draw. And honestly, a few years ago, this would have been impossible. Not because I couldn't draw, but because my relationship with my art was complicated. Over time, this has changed a lot. Now drawing feels easier, kinder somehow. And because of that, I feel like I've been improving my art more than ever before. But all that progress started here, in this tiny sketchbook I bought at a 7-Eleven in Japan. At the time, I was going through a period where I really wanted to make art, but I couldn't find the time or the energy or the right moment. When I bought the sketchbook, I honestly didn't have any big intentions for it. I just saw it, it was tiny, it was cute, so I bought it. But I had no idea how much of an impact this tiny sketchbook would have on me or on my art. I honestly think that this little sketchbook worked so well for me because somehow drawing this small made everything feel very safe and easy. So today, I want to walk you through this humble sketchbook, page by page, and share with you how something this small ended up changing my art in a really big way. Because I have a feeling that some of you might need this too. You'll see that at the beginning in this sketchbook, I'm not really making any very impressive drawing. In fact, this is my first drawing in it. It was the same night I bought it. I went out and on the train station while I was waiting for the metro to come, I just took it out with one of the markers that I had bought at the same 7-Eleven and I decided to start drawing people's shoes. And this was the beginning of everything. A lot of these drawings at the beginning are not the best drawings, they're really nothing very impressive. I drew a guy sitting in front of me in the metro, a little bicycle. This is the things that you used to hold in the metro. More people in the metro. It's not really that good. Even this shoe, which it failed, and so I just did a little sad face and moved on to the next one. It really felt like a space where there was no pressure at all to be good. I was just taking my little sketchbook, some marker or a pen at any opportunity I had. This was just a dried blowfish I saw. I kind of like this one. We were waiting in line to enter a restaurant and it was raining, so I had this guy in front of me with an umbrella. And then inside the restaurant I saw this instrument and I just overlapped them and I really like how it ended up looking. But then the next one is a failure and me testing all of the inks that I had. And again, it doesn't matter, I just kept on going. More failures. And if I didn't like it, I would just do either an X or it's not working out and cross it out. They're really, really small drawings and it just felt so easy and so relaxing, even if it wasn't working out. And I think that this feeling of failing but pushing through was everything for me. It really changed everything for me. This is a bus. I drew this while I was waiting at the bus in Japan. This one made me very happy. This was while we were in Nara. There's so many deer everywhere, so I was just drawing them and they're really hard because they're moving all the time. So I was pretty pleased with these little drawings. I was very happy and it's such a beautiful way of remembering the trip because I really remember everything. I remember this was the first little portrait I did of someone that I really liked. Not really sure why, but there's something about it. I think it felt easy, I captured it quickly, I was very happy with it. Same with this one, this is just someone's back. The beer I was drawing, then my friend was explaining how to say izakaya or how to write it because he speaks Japanese. My friend explaining me more things. Again, this is not really a wonderful drawing, not at all, but it doesn't matter. It was just taking little notes and spending time, moving my hands and just sketching a little bit. I really like the shoes. I went into this store where they were selling insects, so I just drew the insects. Then we went into the aquarium. So I took the little stamps and a few drawings, but nothing very special. This is a cool memory because in Japan they drive on the left side and where I live they don't, so it was very confusing. And even though you can barely understand this drawing, it's not really good or anything, but I just vividly remember drawing it. So it's such a good idea to draw while you're traveling. It's just hard because more often than not you have this really big plans and ideas and you take what I did during this trip. I took this huge backpack with all of my art supplies and all my dreams and hopes and I just couldn't find the time because it was too complicated. But once I simplified it to just a little sketchbook, I honestly was drawing all the time. These tiny ones are fun because I was doing these ones while I was in the metro. So my goal was every single time that the gates of the metro would open, I would draw whatever I would see immediately and I had only until the doors would close. So this was a really fun challenge and I don't really draw cars or bikes or anything at all. So it's not like they're great, but it was just fun. And honestly, little by little, you'll see we're gonna reach a point in this little sketchbook where there's really a lot of improvement suddenly. There's just two people waiting, the signs, a clock I saw. I didn't like this one, so I just marked it out, but I did like this one, and I also like this one. And they're all very small, very little tiny notes. And we've reached the point where things start to really get so much better with the drawings. I remember really liking this one, and I figured out I really like doing like a sketch with marker and then doubling down on the lines that I liked with a pen. So I really like this little example. I also really love this one, which is just the back of a woman's head, but I really liked it. I just like how it looked, and I remember capturing it quickly. And yeah, now we reach the really good stuff. But first we have these two little portraits, which I also like. And then we have the best, in my opinion, drawings in this little sketchbook. This day was just absolutely amazing. We were just in front of Mount Fuji, sitting there for, I don't know, something like, it must have been like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And I drew so much because I think I already had the habit. And so this huge, more complicated scene somehow felt easier because I already had the habit of just taking my sketchbook out and trying to draw something. And yeah, all of this is done with pen and marker, and I really liked it. So in those, I think hour and a half / 2 hours, so we were just sitting there chatting with my friends and just looking at the view. I did so many drawings. This is the second one, another note on the tower that was like right here. Sorry, on this tower. Just tried to make a little bit more of a detailed drawing on that. So that's how this one looks. Then I did this one, which must be my favorite, I think. I think this is my favorite of the whole sketchbook. I really, really love this one. And it was such a beautiful moment. The sun was setting and we were just there in front of Mount Fuji, and I've been drawing for a little bit, so I felt confident and comfortable. And I just really I especially love this like pink ink pen that I had. It just adds this level of vibrancy to it, and I just really, really like this drawing. At the same time, once the sun was setting, it became kind of dark, so then I did the same, but in a night scene. And again, I just really love this image. I think it's really, really good. I did these drawings quite quickly. I mean, they're not finished paintings or whatever, but I'm very proud of them. I had this feeling of accomplishment, and it's such a tiny little sketchbook, but it just meant so much to me to be able to do this. I really like this one. This was on the way to Fuji-Q, which is an amusement park. I was just in a bus, and so I was looking out the window and there were so many beautiful trees all over. So I decided to just draw what I was looking out my window. It's not really like I was sitting in front of anything, but I was just in a moving bus and I was looking out my window and drawing, making up this forest scene. I also really like this one. It's a pretty memory as well. Then we have, oh, I really like this one as well. This was in front of these vending machines, and I really, really like how this one turned out. I like the hatching that I have here and the hatching here and here. I just think this one's quite successful and I really, really like it. Then we go back to not so great ones. I don't even know what this is. I don't think I knew what it was when I was drawing it because I just did this like, what? But I saw someone sitting with these shoes in the metro, and then in front of them there was a person with Converse. So I drew both of them, and I like how they turned out. It was quickly and I like it. This one I called the kind man's backpack. It was just a guy that looked very kind and sweet, and he was giving his seat for a lot of people, and I don't know, he just seemed very kind. So I was sitting in front of him and he put his backpack on his knees like that, and I just drew him quickly. Then I showed it to him and he was very happy about it. I think he took a picture of it. This was just in a park in Tokyo. We were just sitting there and spending some time under the trees, and there was this guy having a little nap, so I just drew him quickly. And as you can see, really, it's not anything very complicated or impressive even. I mean, there are some drawings that are kind of impressive, for me at least. And that wasn't the goal of this at all. It was just to take this sketchbook out and have a lot of fun. And if it was failing, it was failing, but just keep on going. Sometimes you just have to dare to do things, and then you'll figure out that you actually have more skills than you actually knew of. It's just a matter of pushing through that fear. I really like this one. I really like this one. Again, this was just in the metro, someone that was there, I was drawing them, and it was quite quick, and I'm really happy with it. This was the one and only graphite drawing I did in this sketchbook, and it wasn't my favorite because I was really enjoying ink and that feeling of I had to roll with the mistakes, and with graphite you can just erase and you can stay there forever. And I think that this little sketchbook wasn't about that. It was more about like taking notes and making immediate drawings, and if they're failing, just move on to another one. This is someone's back. I remember really liking this. I also started studying people's hands at some point. Yeah, here. And again, I think this is very successful. I mean, for such a quick drawing of someone that's in front of me, I think this is quite successful. I was happy with it. I remember this guy was wearing a blue suit. And again, like, it's just a beautiful way of remembering a trip or a day or a moment, you know, when I draw while I'm having fun, somehow the drawing catches the moment and I just can remember it forever. So it's really lovely. Then we have this one. I like this one as well. I really like these hands. I think these hands are very, very, very successful. And again, it's someone sitting in front of me. I was just drawing their hands and I really like this one. I think this one is great. This was at a park. There were these very vibrant pink flowers. Everything was blooming because it was April. So we have the sakura flowers, but there were also these really beautiful ones. So I just decided to spend a bit more time and really put effort in the hatching. And I really like how all of this little hatching really makes the flowers pop a little bit more out of the page. And I just really like it. Oh, this was the delicious ramen I had. I don't think I drew this from life because there's no way that I could have just sat there waiting and drawing my ramen as my ramen is in front of me. So I must have taken a photo of this one, eaten the ramen, and then afterwards when we were having a drink and talk after eating the delicious ramen, I drew it quickly from a photo probably. I think this is probably one of the few ones that I drew from a photo. Then I saw some daffodils also outside, so I drew them quickly. I saw another deer in Miyajima, I think it was. And yeah, this one had like little, I forgot the name of the little horns, but they were really cute, so I just drew him very quickly. And I think on this drawing I discovered, yeah, it was this drawing. I discovered that I really like making a marker outline of something with a dark marker and then making the shadows of the drawing with a lighter version of the color that the outline has. And I just really liked how this looked. And it just came together very quickly as well. This is more deers. I love this one. And this one was hard because she was moving a lot, but I like this one a lot. Oh, and this was already on the plane on the way back. These are my knees. So here, I was sitting here and this was the seat in front of me. And I was just so used to taking my sketchbook out that I really didn't feel like watching a movie or doing anything else than drawing. Like this little sketchbook really kickstarted something crazy in me. I was just drawing all the time. Every second I could, I was drawing. So this is also a nice memory of that. I think this one, yeah, these next ones that are coming are from the plane. So they're from photos, they're no longer from life, a few of them, but then I drew some things from life, you'll see. This is just a little doggy I saw. He was super adorable. And in this case, I did the whole drawing with a lighter marker and then I doubled down on a few lines to create a bit more depth with a darker marker, and I really loved how this turned out. But the thing about this ones is that I wanted to, even though I was drawing from a photo, I wanted them to feel like I was drawing them from life. So I was giving myself a timer, and I think the timer was around 10 to 15 minutes. So I was setting a timer of 10 to 15 minutes and trying to capture the photo as quickly as I could and move on to the next one. So again, I'm pretty pleased with this drawing for it being made in such a short time. I really think it turned out great. Oh, my beloved taiyaki. I ate so much taiyaki and I just wanted to remember it, so I just drew one of them from my photos as well. This is a failure one. It's okay. Like, that's the thing, like, it doesn't matter. I have so many that I really like, and then there's one that I don't like, and it doesn't affect me as much. Like, this is my hand, but it's not good. So whatever, I just move on to the next one. And I wanted to remember these strawberries. They are so delicious. I was eating so many of them and I just wanted to remember these strawberries forever. In fact, I remember even which ones were these ones. I ate these ones in Kyoto because I remember the little bowl. They were so yummy. This is a failing one. Oh, this is from another photo I took. I saw this woman dressed in this kimono and she had like this umbrella, and it was a parasol, I guess. But it was just gorgeous. So I again set the timer for I think 10 minutes and I didn't have that much time to finish it, but I tried to capture whatever I could in that time as quickly as I could, and then as soon as the timer is over, it's over. So I move on to the next one. So of course, doesn't seem finished, but it's, for me at least, I remember feeling very proud that I was able to capture as much as I did in such a limited amount of time, and I really like it as well. Oh, soft matcha ice cream. If there's something you need to know about me, is that I love matcha, like a lot. So it was just heaven to have so many matcha ice cream. And again, I just wanted to remember it, so I made this little drawing. Oh, and then I started drawing people from life because I missed it. Like it was fun to draw from the photos, but I noticed, wait, I have a lot of people around me, so I can just draw them. And this guy had a very interesting face in general. Like he had a very big ear and an interesting nose. And you'll see him later as well because I captured him and her as well. I captured these two people a few times during the flight just because they were around me and they were interesting looking, so I just drew them. Even though this one looks a little bit strange, it honestly captured him pretty successfully in my opinion, so that's good. This one, on the other hand, is not great, but she was in a very difficult position, like she was sleeping, but it was kind of difficult to capture her. I still think it's good. You'll see that I try to draw her again later, and it's much better. Oh, I love this one. I really think this one is great. I really love this one. In fact, I draw him, I think, twice. And again, I use the dark outline with the lighter version of the color for the shadows, and I really love this one. I think this is great. This is my second attempt on the girl that was sleeping. Again, it's not successful. I think I started with red and then it was failing miserably. So then I just took the black and I tried to save it. And I think I kind of did, but it's still not successful. And I decided to just move on to another attempt of her. And then this one I think is great. I love this one as well. It's a very difficult position, like her head is more towards me and the rest of her face is just, it was difficult to capture, but I really like how it turned out and I think I captured her likeness really well. This is a shoe that failed, so I moved on to another one. And then again, the same guy that I captured that I really loved, I drew him again. And again, I think this is very successful. And what's cool about it is that I feel at least that I can see the same person when you see this drawing and then if you see... So if you see this drawing and then if you see this drawing, I feel like you can easily tell that that's the same person. So I'm very happy with that. I don't think I could do that before. From life, capture really someone's likeness so well. So I was very pleased with it. I really noticed at this point on the sketchbook, I mean, we're almost done with it, really how much I had improved from just drawing so much. This is a guy I was drawing, but he moved, so move on to the next one. Again, this is the same guy with the interesting nose and the big ear. And I think, again, I capture his likeness very well. And this is already once I was back home. This is my dog Bowie. This is a shoe that wasn't great, so more attempts of Bowie. This is not so great, but this is really successful. This is kind of how he looks. So it's very cute. Then we have, this is all already at home. I do not like this, so cross and sad face. And then I actually think for a few days I wasn't able to draw because we were just coming back, so you know I was kind of jet lag and so then I tried to draw a more complex scene with this beautiful flower, like purple flower that I really like, but I couldn't really capture it, so you know, it is what it is. It's not great, but I remember the moment and it was nice. This is a guy that was having coffee in front of me. I also wanted some raspberries, so I just drew some quickly. I think this was while I was at the bank. This is already when I was back home. There was this lady waiting at the bank and I did a lot of drawings. I had to wait for a long time in the bank. This is a plant that they had in the bank. I had left this page blank, so I drew it later on a hike. This is just a pond I saw on the hike. This is on the same day while I was in the bank. I saw this lady who was wearing this school boots, so I just wrote "Yeehaw!" and I just drew her in her boots. And this plant, quickly, I was waiting. More drawings at the bank, people's legs while they were waiting. I think this is the Yeehaw boots again. Oh, and then this is already reaching the end. This was the last day that I drew on this sketchbook. I went to a coffee place that I really love that's in front of the sea. And there was this boat and it said time out and it just felt fitting because it was the last page of the sketchbook. I mean, the front of the last page. So it just really felt fitting to have the time out. And then the last drawing in the sketchbook is this little row of boats, which I again really liked and enjoyed doing and remember the moment. And so yeah, you can really see how much I improved and quite quickly, I would say. It was a matter of weeks and there was so much improvement. Like if we start with the first face that I drew, which was this one. This is really, I mean, it's okay, but once you really see the one that I told you that I love, like this, there is so much improvement and in such a short amount of time. And I think, like I said, a lot of that had to do with the fact that I just felt safe and comfortable to draw and to mess up and to keep on trying. So it was really, really fun. Looking back at this sketchbook now, it's kind of wild how much started here. This little thing ended up meaning a lot to me because it was one of the first steps towards the way I draw today. And honestly, one of the reasons I draw as much as I do now. And if you're in a place right now where making art feels hard or heavy or like something you keep putting off even though you really want to do it, in this video I share what helped me get unstuck and start drawing again.